The Chicago Bears finally finished filling those vacant positions on the offensive side of the ball as far as coaching staff. I'm intrigued by some of the names that they have brought in and how they relate to each other. How is this going to be different from the Nagy era? How is this going to be different from the Luke Getsy era? We're going to talk about all that right after this.
Stand down or lay down and get smacked with the pole.
By this time, everybody on that roster should know what it means to beat the Packers. It's simple.
Oh, if I was a coach, Justin Fields would have been balling from day one.
So I talked about some of the coaching staff hirings already on some of my previous videos. If you haven't seen those, go ahead and check those out. You can find those on YouTube. You can find them on Facebook. The Black Bear Podcast, one word. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and give us a like. Give us a subscribe. It helps us out. But all right, let's talk about these coaches. So the Chicago Bears finally finished their hirings as far as the offensive side of the ball. We did hire a defensive coordinator as well, but we're going to focus on the offensive side of the ball. I like what they've done. I like actually let's bring it up so everybody can see. Give me 1 second here. Bam, there you go. Chicago Bears new offensive coaching staff, led by that man. You see him on the left side, Shane Waldron. They brought in pass game coordinator Thomas Brown, or they hired Thomas Brown as the pass game coordinator. He was previously the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. Now, a lot of people are like, but the Panthers suck. They're trash. That's why we have the number 1 pick. Well, Thomas Brown didn't start calling those plays until basically the season was over. The coach was fired. So they let him call those offensive plays just to give him some experience, give him some under his belt. Otherwise, Frank Reich was definitely calling those plays. He was definitely responsible for what was going on with that offense. He also, Thomas Brown, also interviewed for the Chicago Bears coaching offensive coordinator position. He interviewed for that position, lost to Shane Waldron, which honestly it tells you a lot about what they think. And by they, I mean the coaching staff that we brought in, what they think about Shane Waldron. You lost to the guy as far as getting the offensive coordinator position here in Chicago, but you were willing to work with him. He's worked with him before in LA, I believe. But to lose to a guy and say, hey, forget it, screw it, let me work with you. I like what you do. I've seen it. We've done it, worked together before. That says a lot about Shane Waldron and who he is as a person and who he is as a coach. Next, the QB coach we hired, Kerry Joseph. Like I said, I dropped a video talking about Kerry Joseph as well, where he came from, what I think he's about, what he thinks he's about. And he actually gave us a little nugget on what he likes in a quarterback. I'll be talking about that in one of my next videos, so be on the lookout for that, because the quarterback position, this quarterback debate, will be talked about. Trust me. Kerry Joseph he's actually offensive coordinator. I forget which team he's coaching, but offensive coordinator at the Senior Bowl, which is going on right now. So I think that just like Luke Getsy was the head coach at the Senior Bowl last year, I like having that inside look at the seniors and the talent coming in to the draft. Who we got next? Chris Beatty. Chris Beatty was the golly, what's Chris Beatty? Okay, yeah, Chris Beatty is our new wide receivers coach. He coached wide receivers. He actually coached DJ Moore, I think in Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. He coached DJ Moore as well. Came from the Chargers. He was wide receivers coach for the Chargers. Helped Mike Williams break out and get a nice contract. Keenan Allen was Keenan Allen, but he worked with him as well. And then running backs coach Chad Morton, which he worked with Shane Waldron in Seattle as the running game coordinator. Now, I don't know if he will be our run game coordinator, but he worked with Shane Waldron. So that's another connection. All of these guys kind of got connections in some way. So the first 4 names I named were the new coaches. O-line coach Chris Morgan was retained. The tight end coach Jim Dre was also retained. Now, me personally, I don't think Matt Eberflus should have been retained, but that's just not how it went down. So you see the new look offensive coaching staff. Now, Luke Getsy, when we brought him in as an offensive coordinator, I don't think he brought many guys that he knew with him. You know, he previously worked with, brought him here and continued to work with him. Matt Nagy also didn't do that. Matt Nagy was asking around and he brought guys in from recommendations. He didn't necessarily have a relationship with these guys that he brought in. But Shane Waldron, as you can see, these guys worked with each other. They worked with each other. Kerry Joseph worked with him, and he was the assistant QB coach in Seattle. And Thomas Brown, like I said, he worked with him in LA as well. So I like what we're doing here as far as the relationships that they have with each other. So a lot of people want to know, and I've seen this around social media. A lot of people want to know passing game coordinator. What do they do? Why are they important? Well, the passing game coordinator, and let me bring that down. The passing game coordinator is very important because I don't think the Chicago Bears had a passing game coordinator, and if we did, I don't know who he was. Luke Getsy was handling it all. Luke Getsy, I think he was handling the running game. Maybe the running backs coach was our running game coordinator, but I don't remember hearing anything about that. So the passing game coordinator, basically, you are responsible for the passing game, the angles, the timing, everything you focus on on the offensive side of the ball is passing game. You don't worry about the run game. You don't worry about the blocking scheme. You worry about the passing game and how that's going to work. Fourth down plays. What's our fourth and short plays? Fourth and long plays when we have to go for it. Third down plays, which is a huge down in the NFL. Third and long, third and short, and then so red zone pass plays when the field gets cut shorter. You're limited on what you can call, especially when it comes to pass plays in the red zone. So that is what the passing game coordinator really does. He doesn't really focus on much else outside of that. I think that is very important. Luke Getsy was probably doing a lot of that himself last year, which probably is a reason we struggled at times in the pass game. Trust me, I'm not alleviating Justin Fields from any blame. He had his hand in that passing game too. But I do think it's important to try to spread some of the responsibility around, kind of like Matt Eberflus. A lot of people don't want Matt Eberflus to call defensive plays since he can be a CEO head coach. Now, I say do what you do best. I don't think you keep this job if you don't call the play. So do what you do best. Do what got you here and kept you hired and kept you with a job. So I like the experience with the coaching staff. I like how they're all tied together in some way. Especially they all kind of come from that Sean McVay coaching tree, which is intriguing as well. Yeah, I'm excited. Me personally, a lot of people want to take the Justin Fields and Caleb Williams debate and kind of ruin this offseason for us. Look, me personally, I'm all for Caleb Williams coming in. Y'all heard it here first. I am all for Caleb Williams coming in. And if we trade that goddamn number 1 pick, I'm cool with keeping Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is a talented quarterback. I think he can be really good. I think he can be even better than what we've seen. Now, Caleb Williams, on the other hand, I like what I've seen from him. I watched his tape. I've seen him struggle against the good teams, good defenses in college. I like it. I like what I've seen from him. But I'm gonna actually look. So I'm gonna save that for the actual debate. I'm gonna go ahead and tease it. Y'all be on the lookout for the great debate that has got Chicago Bears in a civil war. I haven't seen this before in my life of being a Chicago Bears fan. This QB debate is just crazy. You got to stop listening to these mainstream media outlets and some local media outlets in Chicago as well. They're pushing this agenda like all the coaching signs are pointing towards Caleb Williams or pointing towards Justin Fields. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. That's what you want. You want it to be Caleb Williams. Or if you on the Justin Fields side, you want it to be Justin Fields. Cut it out. I'm tired of hearing it. Tell the people what you know about the situation. Stop throwing your opinion out there and shoving it down people's throat. Look, hey, appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Black Bear Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Robb. You can follow the page on Facebook, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, the Black Bear Podcast. One word. I'm going to pop it up there for y'all real quick. Like I said, the Black Bear Podcast, one word. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Peace out.